So what is colostrum? So as we've said in the first section, colostrum is your baby's first milk. Now, it's really important to be aware of what colostrum is and also how it looks, because it might not be what you expect. It's thick and it's usually golden yellow or clear and watery in colour, and it's often referred to as liquid gold. It's really concentrated milk and it's full of vitamins and antibodies for your baby. It helps your baby to pass their first poo, and we call this poo meconium, which we'll look at a bit later. And it also helps to seal their gut. When they're born, they have quite an underdeveloped gut, and colostrum is great at helping to seal and develop the gut and also build a really healthy microbiome and ecosystem in their tummy. Now, it's only small in amount, and it's only really a small amount needed at each feed. So it's small in quantity, but it's really high in impact. So don't be surprised if the amount you see is very, very little, and don't underestimate the impact that your colostrum can have. Now, you may have heard that collecting your colostrum during the pregnancy is an option for you. So why might somebody consider collecting colostrum? Well, sometimes it can be useful to tempt a sleepy baby who may be uninterested in feeding after birth, and this can be quite common. Some mothers find it quite reassuring to know that they have got colostrum there and they have something to give their baby if feeding challenges arise. Some babies are classed as at risk of dropping their blood sugars after birth. So your midwife may talk to you during the pregnancy about staying in hospital to monitor your baby's blood sugars after they've been born, and risk factors for this can include if your baby is born early, if you are a gestational diabetic during your pregnancy, or perhaps you've been on some medication that may influence your baby's blood sugars after birth. So your midwife may talk to you about collecting some of your colostrum before you meet your baby, so that you have that as additional milk alongside your breastfeeds to help protect their blood sugars and really support that transition from womb to world. So when can you do it? We recommend waiting until you're about 36-37 weeks pregnant before you start collecting your colostrum. You can have a free collection colostrum kit from your community midwife, and that will contain some syringes for you to collect your milk from, and also an information leaflet about how to do it and how to store it safely. Remember oxytocin. Go somewhere relaxing or private when you do it, and do some gentle massage on your breast first, just to get the blood flowing to the area. So I like to think of maybe the bath or the shower as a good place to first start, because you can lock the door, you can have some warmth from the water, and you can just relax and give it a go and see what happens. And when you're ready to start collecting, you can have a syringe or a clean spoon ready to collect it. So, how do you hand express your colostrum or milk? So what you're going to do, as I said, find an environment that you feel relaxed and comfortable in, and do a few minutes of breast massage to get the blood flowing to the area. You're going to make a C shape. You're going to press back into the chest wall and then bring your fingers together in a compressing motion. Release and go again. Compress, hold and release. And you can see here on the video what it looks like inside. The milk is coming from far back in the chest wall, and then with each compression it moves down slowly before you then start to see little droplets or beads coming out. It's important not to slide your fingers down towards the nipple. Now let's have a look at a real pregnant person expressing real colostrum for you to use to help guide you with how to do it.
So colostrum harvesting, first of all, start off with some nice clean hands. You want to be nice and relaxed, so after a bath is a good time, and you need a colostrum harvesting syringe, ideally with a little bung on the end, and then some stickers to label the date, time and your details. So these are 1 ml syringes. So I've not got the best bra on today, but start with one breast. So you want to start, first of all, and this is actually a really important part in order to help get the colostrum ready is just to massage the breast around the edges. So this doesn't have to be exactly how I'm doing it. It's sort of whatever feels comfortable. Some people sort of want to do this. Some people find it easier to use a sort of a clenched fist. It is just whatever feels comfortable for you. So you want to massage for a good 5 minutes, really. It's also good awareness just of how your breast feels, just for when you do start, or if you do start breastfeeding afterwards and you get any blocked ducts, you'll be able to sort of, what your breast felt like before compared to now. In fact, let me go up because that'll probably be easier. Yeah, there we go. So after you've done a nice amount of massage, I'll get the syringe ready. I'll just take this stopper off, pop that somewhere nice and clean and safe. So these syringes all vary. These ones you can see are quite small at the end, and then they've got, if I pull the syringe down, you can see that little black plunger moves in there. Some of them won't have this black area and they'll have a wider top. They might be a little bit easier, but varies from trust to trust. So now we've done some massage, we want to start off with our finger and thumb in a C shape. Start off just close to the nipple and have a good feel back of the breast. Some people can feel a change in their breast tissue, and that's sort of the point that we're aiming for. Not everyone can, so I wouldn't say that I can particularly feel a change, no. But yeah, some people can. So I've got your C shape. So if you can't feel a sort of a change in the breast tissue to aim for, it's sort of roughly 2.5 centimeters back from the nipple on each side. So that can be just on the edge of your areola for lots of people. And then we need to push back into the chest wall. So on the side, you can see pushing back into the chest wall and then just gently compress. It shouldn't be sore. You can see there, we've got a little droplet starting to come. Sometimes it will take a few of these until we see anything. Keep going. It can be all different colours, so we've got some sort of more clearer areas, some more yellowy droplet at the bottom. And then the idea with the syringe is to let that sort of drop into the top of the syringe, that droplet that's forming. Some people find it easier to sort of, if you hold the syringe close to the bottom here, with this finger, you can pull down at the same time. So you sort of suction. So I'm putting it on and I'm pulling it down slightly with my finger. It might need to be a two-person job. So your partner can do the syringe, you're doing the expressing, or vice versa. So squeeze, and you're holding, it's just sort of a gentle motion. So we're not sort of going really quickly, just squeezing, pressure, and you'll see it just starting to form bigger droplets. Just going to suck. Use the syringe just to suction those bits up. There. So you can see now I've got a tiny little bit at the top, a few drops, and the plunger is down. So if I pull this further down so there's no sort of colostrum caught at the top, I can then push it back up again. So I'm sort of pulling the air through. So you see you can pull it down to create more space again. So you might have to keep doing this as you pull it down, so otherwise you'll end up obviously with a tiny bit of colostrum, loads of air in the syringe. So again, keep going. It shouldn't be sore at all, so if it is, just have a little play. Sometimes you find that you might find it's easier to get it a little bit closer to the nipple. Sometimes, more often, it's further back than you'd ever think it was. Ooh. Bit running away there. And then the idea is, once you've done a few sort of droplets, or if you find that it's slowing down the flow a little bit at this point, if you imagine we're at sort of 12 and 6 on a clock face, we'd then move to a different point on the breast and try again there, because the ducts are all the way around. So again, having to get started. There's not much coming, so just gently compressing, and then as we keep going, holding a little bit, there's a few more droplets coming there that we can start to collect.